Welcome back, my dear friends. Popping on this early Friday live. I got some interesting emails, and the topic of today is inspired by them. If men were honest, if the if the Earth was square, but if men were honest women, it's just as possible as for the Earth to be square. But if men were honest, they would never call a woman girlfriend. A lady that they met and want to keep around, they would never call her girlfriend or anything that sound like it. They would never call her that. If men were truly honest, they would call women that they meet and want to keep around for a while with no plans, responsibilities, and true commitment. They would call a woman not a girlfriend, not the offer of a girlfriend, which is a status that does not exist, as we already talked. And I'm not the first to talk about this, of course, on internet. But they would call a woman a placeholder. Imagine this romantic evening, and the guy you went out and dated for a while tells you, if he was truly honest, that what he would tell you. My darling Sophie, would you like to be a wonderful placeholder in my life? I don't know, before I meet Marie. Before I meet Marie. Oh my gosh. The sad truth about this is that most men, again, don't realize the value of a woman's time. And most women do not understand that when a man spots a woman that he truly values, that he loves from the first sight, that matters to him, and he afraid to lose, he would never bear the possibility of another man approaching his woman, of another man have opportunity to interfere. Men always secure what means something to them. Men always secure what they're afraid to lose. And therefore, a lot of women think that, well, if we spend enough of time, if he gets to test me, taste me, he will know me, and then I will pass the test of time and we will be together. But this isn't so, it couldn't be further from the truth. Because unfortunately, most men would never say how they really feel about a woman because they know that they would lose. They would lose their access to the woman if they would honestly say that they don't they don't see they're not capable to say the truth. They don't see the future with you, but they will tell you that let's see where it goes. Let's not to put the labels on. Let's see where it goes. And then when they would say it's supposed to be a great honor when a man suddenly says, um, would you consider join me on this journey of life and be my girlfriend, which again which again only means I would like to have no responsibility and offer you to be a placeholder placeholder till someone better comes along. You know how many wait, I have to show my pretty flowers. Everyone welcome. Smells so good. You know how many ladies went for number of years to the into the relationships into the relationship with men, and then before they knew it, uh, when the relationship was over, whether it was a long term, short term, but especially painful when it was a long term, maybe year, two, three, four, five, and they never got commitment, they never got what they wanted, but right after the breakup, they learned that the man had proposed to someone. Because men do always know when they meet the one. Men always know this. Always. And the earlier women learn about this, the sooner they can save the years of their life to not waste them and give them away. It's actually better for a woman to stay single, uh, because you're single anyway when you are a girlfriend. It's not a status, it's not anything to talk about. It's not any, it's nothing to show for. But many women would lose a lot of time thinking that they are working towards something for nothing. So it's much better for a woman to stay in her lane, to strive, to get her sleep, to save her energy, save her emotions, uh, develop her talents. I don't know, travel, focus on her community, focus on her family, on have this very vibrant, beautiful, nurturing environment, being able to do beautiful things, creative things, rather than give all of herself, center alive, center a man in her life who have not chose her to begin with. So many women centering a man in inside in a, so many women make the man a center of their life, but this man have never chosen them. This man had never chosen them, and they think that they can earn this right for a through the years of free service, so to speak, that they will be chosen. And I think that is the worst way to break a woman's self-esteem, is to have her in a known position, a known situation, when she can't really plan family, she can't really plan children, she cannot really have a vision for her life, because she doesn't know. Nobody tells her the plan. Nobody tells her what the future looks like. Nobody is making plans and statements and so on and so forth. And therefore, hi, hello, welcome. And therefore, it's usually turns out almost always to be an absolute and utter waste of time. Hello. So, ladies, I am, for those ladies who are watching me, it is a million times better to focus on what you're doing, to fill up your life with things that make you grow, strive. You can get your rest, you can have your self-care, you can have circles of friends. But most importantly, I think it's very important to find those things that make you feel alive, those things that drive you, because they will lead you to places where you can meet people, and you may attract men that have similar values and things, activities that you enjoy. Not to go there necessarily to plan to meet somebody, but a woman have such better chance of having better and fulfilled life when she can say no to the something in the middle, the something that is not quite right. Most women are holding on um, very tight when they have an opportunity, or when they things that they meet a nice guy or a good guy. A lot of women uh, don't really have uh, enough of self-worth and self-respect to realize the low baller can a low baller is not worth to turn your life around. The low balling men that are trying, they don't have a plan, they don't know what they even offer, And most of men, unfortunately, not all, obviously, but many men, especially I would say younger men, I would say, men under 40, they try to avoid any kind of commitment, any kind of concrete plan. And this is where women lose their vibrancy, usefulness, love for life. They get in attached, they get depressed because a woman's mind, a woman nature does not understand, okay, this is just a boyfriend. A woman, when she starts living with a man, she gets attached, bonded, connected like a glue. And men lose his attraction eventually if he has no commitment, no responsibility. Um, he is not a true provider and protector. There is no official status. Once the high disappears and he tried everything he wanted to try, very often a man just kind of well, he's kind of moved on to the next one, and a woman feel her most vulnerable because she thought that was her future husband. She thought that they were meant to strive, to live, to plan, and this is just how nature is. We as women, we get connected, attached after we becoming close to someone, and whether we wanting it or not, we assigning the man we are intimate with on every level, we assign him the husband role. And that's why women having such hard times with breakups, and they it's usually completely dismantles their self-esteem, and usually bring a lot of pain and scars. So if the men were honest, they would tell a woman, hi, I like how you look, would you like to be my placeholder for a while? Would you be interested in being the placeholder before I found the right one? And when I find the right one, you have to be gone because I will want to secure the right one um, as soon as she comes. As soon as she comes, I will secure the right one while you while thank you for the service, I will secure the right one. So yes, these are my thoughts. I received a letter from a girl who was asking me. She was 7 or 8 years in relationships, and she said she just convinced herself that that was okay to not sign the papers, not get married. But after 7 years, she found herself out, thrown, not physically, but mentally, thrown out of the house. She have to leave her, the one. And she found herself in a truly terrible state of mind because for her she treated this relationship as a marriage, and she was in her mid 30s when she met this man. So she's 42 right now. She really wanted to become a mother. She invested a lot in the house. He bought the house, but she painted and put the furniture and decorate, and just doing everything that house to make a house in a home. And she did all of this only to find herself at 42 years old, no rights, no way of support from a man who she gave 8 years, I believe. Yeah, it was 8 years, and most importantly, just emptiness from this all. And he told her that, I knew things will run its course. Um, I knew. He basically indirectly told her that he knew he was not the one, and he already have a will for his far relative to take over the house, many years from now. So I think that men and women are on a very different timelines. Most women, not all, but most women want to plan their family life. Most women don't want to have children very late. They also kind of want to have, they are entitled, women are entitled to have a vision for their life. And because we no longer have state or, strong religion, at least here in the West, for most people, they enjoy the benefits of having casual relationships. And it's very funny because often for men, he knows it's a casual relationship, but a woman consider herself almost married, even though there is no papers, there is no common property, there is no moves for a woman to really assume this. But a woman feels married, she feels taken, she builds bond with a man, and she see him as authority. She's planning, but the man always secures when he meets someone. And guys, please feel free to contribute. I'm gonna read your comments. Men, 9 out of 10 men, the serious men, when they meet the woman that they truly want, they're gonna make sure they secure this as soon as they possibly can. So nobody else will take her with providing better security and protection. Um, so unfortunately, I observed this through my entire life, and I would say, especially last couple of years, gave me even more understanding and clarity that there is no reason for a woman to be in undefined relationship. And even when man is head over heels, if he has these emotions and kind of lustful, loving, romantic emotions, when a man signs certain paper, he just shows that it's not only for the moment of fun, but he is intentional to make it work through the crisis, to make it work through thick and thin. And he is a leader taking on, because this is just our life. We are humans. It's like a new toy. When you give a boy a new toy, he will play with a new toy. He will have so much fun. He would tell everybody, oh, I have this new awesome toy. But then what? The wheels are falling off of the toy. There are scratches. And it's not work properly because he was rough playing with it, having fun. And then he's ready to move on. And this is how women feel. Usually when you're a woman, you're fresh, you're excited, you are in a relationship, you are blossoming, you're beautiful. Then you start helping the man, and it's helping him, nurturing him, giving him your mind, your body and soul. But depends on what's going on in return. After a while, I mean, we are all human. We have certain hormones and certain things, our nature. But after a while, a man's desire falls. He sees a real woman, he sees imperfections, and then he's like, this car has scratches, two wheels had fallen off. There is a new one around the corner, and better price, and for a better price. So I better move on. A man who is ready to seals the deal, he shows a woman that he is just not here only for the good time. Like, he understands that it's gonna be the ride. He's here for a ride, and there are bumps on the road, but he understands his role, and he understands that he understands what's on the table, but he doesn't want to get any other man a chance to come any closer to his future wife. That's how man secures the deal. And especially in America, I don't know what it is, but maybe other countries too, but being from Eastern Europe, especially in America, women don't have good standards, don't have the right requirements. And they think that I am a girlfriend. That is so awesome. But really, really, if most men were honest, not saying all, if most men were honest, they would tell her, well, yeah, you are a girlfriend slash placeholder. Because honestly, I don't want to be alone, but I haven't found the one. I really don't want to be alone. I love having a woman in all the ways possible with all that she brings, but I don't want to live alone, but I also haven't found the one. So yeah, of course there are cases when people dating for some years and then get married. But you know what often happens to a woman's self-esteem? What often happens to a woman's self-esteem when it's, I would say, more than a year or two, when it comes to three, four, five, six, seven. I had a video yesterday suggested to me at 20, about a woman who was a girlfriend for 20 years, and the guy passed away and left her absolutely nothing. It's a video just popped on my timeline, probably because I talk about this. But that's extreme case, of course, 20 years. But honestly, and I saw that in Ukraine as well. I saw that in Ukraine as well. A woman usually takes a major hit to her self-esteem because she dedicates herself to a man. She's nurturing him. She's doing the wife duties without the commitment, without proper treatment. And after a year or two, her relatives and family, everybody is kind of wondering what's going on. And she really having pain in her heart, and she having issues with her self-esteem because she feels like she is fighting to be chosen and she don't want to lose. The thing is, women should never be in a position, a woman should never be in a position where she has to fight to be chosen, when she has to be proving herself to be chosen. But sometimes women feel this way because their relationship is public, everybody knows about this, and at least in certain circles, certain moves that I expected, and she doesn't want to lose the years she already put into relationships. Uh, so she doesn't want to quit, but she feels awful hit to her self-esteem because she keeps standing on her toes. She's standing on her toes. She's hoping, like she is living. I knew women who were living for years, giving the man all the privileges and exclusivity, and they were hoping for every holiday, every birthday, every Christmas that he will finally propose. So that is important for us ladies to understand. It's much better to be in your own world, in your own peace, and do not commit yourself to the man that offering a status of placeholder in in his life. It's so much more satisfying to live your life, to feel your life is beautiful things, and being open to have options. So to meet potential suitors, candidates, however you would like to call them, I do not suggest women to get intimate with men who they meeting to get to know to be a husband. I think this is where first slip happens, when under certain emotions and desires, women also have them. Women sleep and they allow certain things. From where I'm at life right now, I can say that that's where your thinking clouded. You cannot see. That's why so many women actually have children from men who does not deserve to be continued. So many women have children from men who does not deserve to be continued on the planet Earth. But it's not because um, they're necessarily not smart women. It's just when you have that stage of infatuation, women draw qualities to men that they do not possess. So, and for those who just joined this channel, we absolutely love and appreciate masculine, strong men on this channel. We are talking about polarity between men and women. And today we are talking about modern trap for women, that where they believe that becoming a girlfriend, which is to me another term once again for a placeholder, that gives you a vision, a future, a guarantee. A man does not have to take a woman on free trial to know that she's right for him. When you truly meet a woman that you want, you recognize her. You probably will recognize her out of a million. And you know exactly how you want to protect, provide for her. So women need to stop believing that they need to be taken for a free trial. You know, when you go to a dealership, I'm gonna try to read some comments. Thank you, my darlings. When you go to a dealership as a man, you see the car of your dreams. Just because you say the compliments to it, you acknowledge how magnificent it is. The shop owner, you know, the car owner, the dealership owner is not gonna say, "Yes, sure, Dennis, of course, yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it? Yeah, take it for free ride. No documents required. I don't even need ID. Just take this vehicle, and if you feel like paying for it, couple years from now, go ahead." Like how stupid that would be. Another example, if as a man you're going to work, you know, you have certain competence, you have experience, you have something to offer to the company, and the company owner is like, "George, you are phenomenal. You are my dream manager. You know everything and your experience is brilliant. You are absolutely hired for the job. Well, we're not gonna pay you for a while. You know, just, you know, you're great. You're awesome. We're not gonna like put you in a contract, but we expect you to perform so we can really, you know, it's okay that we already know your qualifications, we already have recommendations, but we kind of would like to see you to perform and how well you can perform. Well, salary is, well, salary is, well, is it really required? It's just a formality, you know. You're higher than that. You know, salary is whatever. Like, you will get it. I mean, eventually we'll put you on a salary because we think you're great. You are great. You're phenomenal. Like, how would you feel? That is exactly how a woman feels when a man comes and talk a storm, ignores all he needs, doesn't offer her anything, but ready to perform some duties and ready to take her off the market with no tangible, anything tangible in return. That is exactly what happens. You know, he see her, he likes what she has to offer. He likes what he sees, he likes what he feels. But you know, why to buy a cow if the milk is free? Welcome everyone. I'm going to read your comments. I'm not planning to stay as long today. Today is Friday, and as much as I wanted to go live at night, I have some plans. You know, gotta go out and live a life a little. But one of the upcoming nights we're gonna have a library candlelight, and I really love the nights. But I hope that you are hearing my message. I'm gonna read randomly some comments. Mauricio, ciao, very beautiful, fantastic look, Italy. Hey, Italy, my dream country, love Italy. Women, close your legs and respect yourself. Well, it's true, Nico. Ladies, men are not entitled to your body. It doesn't matter if you date him for a month, 2 months, 5 months. If he did not put a ring on your finger and sign, he's not entitled to your body. So many women in America think that man is entitled, like, well, but you know, he will be expecting. Expect a Lamborghini. I don't like Lamborghini. I expect a Bentley at my door. I don't know. I expect 85 degrees in winter. No, I don't really like it's too hot. I expect 75 degrees in winter. Like, I expect snow for Christmas. And so what? The standards of society starts with a woman, with the standards of a woman. So let me read some more comments, my dear friends. Hello, Texas. CCGP darling, thank you so much. It is so difficult meeting people this day and age right now. It used to be so easy. Yeah, it's harder, but you only need to meet one person that maybe aligns with you and think like you. And I agree that I would say this. I agree that in many ways, yes, it's harder now, but also I agree that you shouldn't make this the center of your life because some things are just you can't control them. So sometimes you just have to fill up your life with so many satisfying and beautiful things, maybe sharing your wisdom, mentoring someone, uh, changing your work, getting, if you're a man, get into better environment, maybe changing type of events or friends you go, just kind of getting out of the routine. So if you're not gonna meet anyone, you still have a very fulfilled life. But usually when you have a very fulfilled life is where people, as I often joke, um, fill up applications for your consideration. That's for women. For men, usually you end up in a proximity of better quality people and interests. So I am not suggesting that all you need to do is think whether you're a man or a woman, well, I have nothing, so like how I'm not suggesting you obsessing because there are some things that not in our control. So when you go out, the whole point is to enjoy, to socialize, to bring the light, to have a conversation, to just having better time. And I think that is how fill up with those things, filling up those things that bring that light, because most of us, what we are doing, we are hoping that somebody would see us when I mean, I can't really make like, I'm gonna try to make a boring face, like somebody hoping that somebody would just, like, we're just sitting here, men or women, and somebody just gonna magically show up and say, oh my gosh, you're the goddess, you're the shine of my life immediately. Yes, you are, you haven't showered for 3 days, but doesn't matter, this robe has an olive oil and some spice on it, but take it all off. I'm gonna be what is that movie, Pygmalion? I don't know in English how to say it. I'm gonna turn you in. No, this is not going to happen. And most people now with social media, I think this is very sad because they watch videos and social media tells men, oh, look at women. Women are trash nowadays. As if that describe all of the women. We definitely have issues in our society, but and you're like, oh well, I might as well not go out because I might as well never make a dating profile or do anything because hey, women are trash. Look, yep, really, and you watch where you get a confirmation for the narrative, and then same for women. There are others that making content and saying, oh, men are trash. Don't even waste your time. So it's you listening to this rather than just going and living, going outside and living life and enjoying the moment. Going to a restaurant, going to museum, not to like say, oh my gosh, is somebody coming to pick me up, but going looking at the art, going looking at the beautiful views and sights. Filling up your life is a you can never go wrong with filling up your life, and when you fill up your life, you elevate your standard in your mind. You don't want to go low, and you start to respect yourself more. In this case, talking about women, somebody, some low baller comes to you and he's like, hey, listen, wanna Netflix and chill in my crib, and wanna Netflix and chill. Like, you as a woman, you should look so good. Then there is no man in his mind can even think about approaching you and saying this. He he should be terrified of the thought of even approaching you with having this attitude. I'm just saying. And ladies, men are not scared by the no. Men who really want you, they will pursue you, they will prove them to you. They are not scared when you say, when you tell them no, they're not scared by that. And yes, they might get discouraged, but, you know, not necessarily. It could be more of a challenge because you can't say yes to someone you don't know, someone who haven't proved themselves. So, mhm. Interesting comment. Nolan is saying, isn't the free trial both ways though? A woman could just as easily walk if she is not interested. No, it's not. Because a woman is on a different timeline. A woman have only that much years to have family and kids. And a woman is appreciated when before she starts having kids by her vitality and youth. So every year of free trial will end up cost her pain, disappointment later on. There is nothing to try. We all know how things work. We all know. Men are living on a different timeline than women are. Our time, I'm sorry, but a lot more valuable in this case than yours to us. A woman, a man need to work very hard to get success and recognition. A woman can put herself together, get on a dating site or go socialize and meet a man who can provide her home, all she needs, and she can start a family tomorrow. A man cannot do that. So for a man, when he is not ready, he has nothing to offer. For a man, it is actually also a waste of time, but not in a term of free trial with a woman. For a man to is a waste of time not to focus on his goals. So eventually he can secure a woman that he really wants. Thank you, Pedro. Oh my gosh, you guys been. Hello, Elizabeth. You've been blocking. Oh dear Lord. Okay, I'm gonna go up. What this channel is about? What do you think it's about? Um, well, like a new car for a man, you have to drive it before you buy it. You won't buy a car without trying it. Um, I don't know. There are levels to trying, and there are levels. Obviously, we are not cars, but you kind of know as a woman. You kind of know, and at least, I mean, everybody has their threshold, but I think a woman should be at least engaged for any kind of trial, at the very least. At the very least. Ideally, ideally, not even that, but that's for another conversation. Men do not plan or have a strategy to use a woman and leave. That's purely a female move only. No, Nico, maybe you don't have that strategy. And also, I know you're a little bit older, like mature. Men do this all the time. I was absorbing this my entire life. It's somebody giving you milk for free. What are you supposed to do? I would say that, of course, men also sometimes get excited and, they're into you, but it doesn't mean anything to a woman in the long run. How many, if you're a beautiful woman, every other man is into you. And now what? How a woman supposed to determine which one is actually there to, bring value to her life? uh, I wouldn't say that men necessarily have a strategy to leave, but it just happens in their nature because, again, you have this new toy, it's so fun and cool and new, exciting, but after a certain time, when there is no plan, vision, or commitment, maybe I agree. Maybe he didn't necessarily plan. Some men do that though. But maybe he not necessarily plan to have a strategy. But after a while, things wears off. You see your woman. You see her sometimes in tears. Sometimes she's upset. Sometimes she's on her days. You're like, this is not as good as I thought. Bye. It happens every single day. Many men would be intimate with women that they don't even like. They don't even fully like, but because the benefits, they keep them in their life. But women assume that they are chosen ones, that they're like on the way to glory, to the glorious happy end. I think it's different, guys. Of course, if you are like both in your 50s or 60s or 70s, you already done all the life things. You may have already like all your finances, children are grown, you have grandchildren. That is different. We are talking about like first, second, and maybe like we are mostly talking about 20s, 30s, and 40s. Like where people, maybe it's their second marriage, maybe it's their third marriage, maybe it's their first, and they have some goals, they want to build something. It's different. I would agree that when you're much further in life, you kind of in a way becoming free. But again, it depends on your vision, because some people further in life, they also like to have stability. Okay, I apologize. Need to check. Beauty is all I see. Wow, what a gentleman. Thank you. Whether it's about women in general or you just commenting here. Ciao, Veronica. Sei un tesoro. Thank you. Let's see. I have a bear, a teddy bear. I wish more women had told me no. My psyche would have been in much better place. Here you go. Here you go. We are not. Women feel often they don't know how to value themselves. They don't understand that with every interaction, every man, they losing a little part of themselves, unless it's invested, unless it's reciprocity, unless it's like mutual growth. One way how I can see the beautiful relationship like a rose garden unfolding, when you meet the person that is right one for you, and you are starting family together, life together, maybe you don't even have children, but you started life together, everything multiplies. You get that feminine touch, she gets that masculine support, and you just kind of exhale, you having that support, and you just try and your finance multiplying, you're doing better physically, you may be buying another estate, you may be traveling, like basically like you having a good soil, and whatever is that you're working toward is just like blossoming. And obviously the sign of a bad influence is when, for example, a woman is with a man and she losing her luster. Unfortunately, a lot of men trying to keep a woman by bringing beating down her self-esteem, telling her, oh, well, aren't you getting older, or wow, you did change, like men sometimes, well, of course, not the men of class, not the men of that understand their value and role in women's life, but a lot of men would make certain comments because they think if they just put her self-esteem a little low, he won't think about herself much, and she will be there for a while. And for a man, I would say when he is in a bad situation with a woman is that when they don't align. How you are chose the wrong woman? Your values don't align. Your values don't align. Obviously, we have our creative hobbies and things we would like to do, and this, so on and so forth. But with the right woman, she supports you. She believes in you. She compliments you and she admires you. So few people actually talk about importance of an admiration. You know, we admire each other when we just met, but it's so beautiful and actually attractive and magnetic when you know the person, you know, you've seen them tired, you've seen them not in the best mood, you've seen them up and down, but you consciously kept that state that you admire them. It's so beautiful, not only in romantic relationships, but in friendships as well. Friendships and other family relationships. Or as age is saying, I agree with you, but so hard to find. I was just in Ukraine. Well, nice to meet you. You were just in Ukraine. Wow. I hope you had an amazing trip. Um, well, you know, it's funny because it's actually easy to meet when the person is there. It's easy. But some things are destined for us to experience. And when you are ready, you never know. You might think that your wife might be from Ukraine or Turkey or Italy, and you can go tomorrow to buy some bread for your tea, or I mean, bread and tea or whatever. You might just go. If we say in Ukraine, you know, we can you can go to the store, buy some bread, and meet the love of your life. It's unpredictable, you know. And yes, maybe it's not a guarantee, but you know, the opportunity is always there. It's very tough for me. It's hard to convey things. Reach out to my email. Tell me about your trip. I don't know if you knew my channel before your trip. I don't know if you knew my channel before because my channel used to be solely about relationships, Eastern European, Slavic women. Now I would like to share some things because I want to see people using some principles that proven to be working. Oh, this is your first time? Well, welcome then. Yes, my channel has thousands of videos, particularly about Eastern European women. Hmm. Very welcome. I also offer consultations and help because a lot of men they focus on the wrong type of woman. They focus time after time after time over on the wrong archetype, and these women just ignore and discard because they are not the right type. I'm not saying physically, I'm saying emotionally. They are not the right type. And a lot of men spend years chasing the women who, well, wait, that pretty much rejects them. Yes. And I am a I don't want to toot my own horn, but I know something about it. I know something about it. One second. I want to put something. One second, guys. Yes, I consulted probably, I don't know if hundreds, probably hundreds, yes, of men. It's crazy to think about it, but about 80% of them got good results. I mean, roughly, of course, I didn't count. What's up, girlfriend? No, not nobody's girlfriend, that's for sure. Of who she is, what she is, and how to control her mind outside of emotional self. I don't know what you were referring to, Nico. So, is that your occupation relationship counselor? Yes, it is. One of my main ones. I do other things. I have business, other things I do. I live life, most importantly. But yes, it's my biggest passion, probably. Because I've been doing this for free my entire life, you know, for like family, friends, and um, different requests. And then I realized I should really share this with people. But I was very, at first I was very, very uncomfortable. And my very first client, I think in 2016, actually, it was such a beautiful story. He reached out to me from from Kharkiv. He was from completely different country, and his relationship was about to fall apart. And he found me on YouTube. He reached out to me, and he did not have trust in me for some reason. He refused to pay me, but he was my very first client. He told me his situation, and I read about it, and I was just like, oh my gosh, he's going to lose this woman. He wrote me what happened, what he was doing, and I felt so much pain that I wrote him, okay, I will do it. You're my first client. You don't have to pay me, but I'll help you. And I helped him, and he proposed and got married, and beautiful, absolutely beautiful wife and beautiful life. They moved out now, obviously, because of the circumstance. But he reached out to me. I saw him actually on somebody else's channel as a guest, but he reached out to me. He didn't send me money, but he was very grateful. And honestly, for me, the feedback probably was more important than the financial reward, because I was like, yes, I was right. So you know how it sometimes reassures your confidence, especially when you never done it before. I can share the story if somebody's interested to know, because some of you already know because I've shared that before. Uh, I've been in relationships for 3+ years with an Eastern European woman, now in early 30s. No sex of any kind, because I will not let her have that power over me. I want her to be more aware. Well, that is very classy of you, Nico. Yeah, she would definitely have power over you. That's another thing that men do not understand, especially men who are a bit mature, more mature, further in life. When you meet a young woman, she can, she, now, sometimes she can have so much power over you. That's why so many men make such dumb decisions. We sometimes see them publicly. You think, are you blind? And you know that the man is under the certain spell. That's why it's important to choose a person before you add the power of attraction and hormones and polarity and passion, because we cannot think straight when we are drunk. It's impossible. um okay, I'm gonna read a few more comments. I'm actually not in a hurry now. I just get a message that I'm not in a hurry now. I have a little bit more time than I thought. Thank you guys for the kind words. I really appreciate the kind words. It's hard to find all the comments. Николай, а какой у вас счет в банке? Так просто спрашиваю. Why do you have fake eyebrows? My eyebrows are not fake. They're underlined, but they're not fake. They're actually very real. You wish you would have my eyebrows, but you don't. Спасибо, Николай. Hey, Stan. um, yeah, that stuff is very rewarding. I don't know what stuff you refer to, but I think I know. All right, guys, I need a final drop of Zivia. I usually don't even drink this kind of thing, but it's been so hot that I'm gonna share. I think I'm gonna share the story. Welcome, welcome. So, because I have 62 people I have to entertain, so I think it was 2016. I started making videos about Slavic culture, Slavic women. I felt that our culture is the most underrepresented. Now it's trending everywhere. TikTok, Instagram, everybody playing all the Slavic bestie and like doing all the like Slavic mentality. But in 2016, I think those of you who know me for a long time, hardly anybody was doing that. And I felt so lonely, kind of, in my preferences, in my taste, in my mentality here in US. I kind of live far from big communities of Slavic people. And so I decided to start making this channel, telling people about our mentalities, the way we view the world, just for fun. And then I start to get the relationship questions. People start asking me, and it just kind of started. And I felt like I've been doing this actually my entire life before, and people, men especially, have been telling me this since I was like 18, 19 years old. They would tell me, you really need to write a book, or you really need to do a blog. And I was just like, yeah, I'm not a public person. I don't like being out. Actually, very introverted. I don't like being on public, but in one way or another, it was coming to my life. And then I want to tell you a story of my first client. Um, so he watched a lot of my videos. I had a ton of videos. So he reached out and he told me that he met this beautiful woman. This man was very charming. He was very educated, very sweet, had beautiful English accent. And yeah, he reached out and he described most beautiful woman that he met in Eastern Europe. She was just a classic, beautiful woman inside and out, beautiful values, heart of gold. I could tell everything he told me. But then he told me that every day she gets more frustrated in a relationship with him, and to the point that she doesn't even want to read his poems, letters, and uh, she seems to be uncomfortable, and so on and so forth. And he was very hurt because he would put so much love in his letters and poetry to her, and he would just shower her with, he was very romantic, and so he would shower her with all these beautiful things. But guess what was going wrong? And I called it from reading the story. The What was wrong is that he did not make it clear that he is ready for her to be his wife. And she was getting very uncomfortable because they've been together for a year, maybe more. And he she wanted to say something to her family and friends and herself, knowing that he is there with intentions for real, because she didn't want to assume. He had already chosen her. He had already chosen her. But he kept, showering her in romance, and all she wanted is for him to propose. And so the last time he wrote her 10-page letter of romance, she didn't even want to read it. This is when he called me. So yes, he said, I told him what my price is, like what is my rate for my help or consultation cost, and he was just like, I don't know. And I couldn't fall asleep at night. I was thinking, oh my gosh, if I don't help this, I don't want to say loser, but he was a great guy. If I don't have this fool, this will fall apart. I just felt it very strongly, so I told him, "Hey, I'm still gonna talk to you for the experience, for the feedback you're gonna give me later on." And so I told him, "Just propose. That's all you need to do. Just propose." She doesn't want to read your fluff. Guys, you have to understand, we can only take so much of fluff, of words and compliments, especially when you're a beautiful woman all your life. You appreciate the compliment from your man, but you much more appreciate the compliment followed with an action. A compliment that may be rare, but hits the spot. Not every day, oh, my queen, like I'm telling you. If you married for 10 years or more, go ahead and write a poem and write those poems. Your wife would be the happiest girl on the planet Earth. If you write her songs, love songs, poetry after 10, 15, 17, I don't know how many years of marriage, that's different. Go ahead and write the poems. But when you meet her, she wants to see your core, your guidance, your vision. It's like she wants to hop on your program. And when you don't have a definition and a plan, she afraid to believe in she's actually smart to afraid to believe in all this romance. Just conceal the romance with certain signature and stamp. So anyway, my whole advice was to this man, let's call him John, was just propose. That's all you need to do. He almost lost her because she got very disappointed and she didn't want to read his letters anymore, and uh, she was getting visibly frustrated. She wanted him to take charge, and because that was obvious that they were made for each other. And later on, I saw them on different like success stories, and it was, I remember, I recognized him. I remember the big smile. My heart was smiling when I saw him. And yes, he reached out to me and thanked me, so on and so forth. I was happy, like it was better than, it was the best reward to see that um, the dynamic was put in the correct place, and um, it was a beautiful continuation of the story. Because if he would keep the fluff, blah 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 blah, if he would keep, oh, I told him, oh my gosh, I felt so terrible because I told him, um, cut the fluff. I felt so bad because I saw pain in his face. I just was very, Slavic, direct. And I should have told him, you should really slow down. But when I do this work, I'm very cut. It's very straightforward. I don't like going around. So I told him, cut the fluff. Oh my gosh, that was awful. Okay, let me read some comments. Sometimes people need direct approach. I think if you're working with somebody, like if I were to hire a coach, I would like them to tell me the truth about certain blind spots, unless I already know. A lot of times I already know the advice, I already know what I do wrong, so I don't want to talk about it because I'm not ready to change it. But I appreciate a very harsh and strong advice. I do appreciate it. Maybe it's because I'm from Eastern Europe, I don't know. I appreciate a very straight advice, like not the American styles, like, oh, well, maybe if you put, no. Yeah, meet my teddy bear. Everybody who's interested in my dress, so I'm gonna always have a teddy bear. So you focus on the topic. Are you Melania Trump? We are related. Yeah, so we have 100 people watching and 20 likes. Okay, we're gonna listen to the music. Especially that I'm not late now. Larry Lockett says, you are glowing with beauty. Thank you, Larry. I actually talked about this today. That a woman, when she's in her element, she is getting the energy and cultivate more, where she can share and give and gift. when a woman is in a stressful situation where she's not loved and appreciated, whatever that is, she's becoming she's losing her youth, energy, and glow. Thank you, Dave. Thank you. Wait till the night lights. We didn't. Why didn't she just tell him? Because she just. No! That's a first law for Ukrainian woman or any Slavic woman or any traditional woman. No woman in the world want to say marry me. You don't understand how, for us, how, I don't know the word in English, I need to think. Um, Not degrading, but kind of. Just tell a man, please marry me. Oh, it's even worse than telling a man, buy me a flowers. No, no, it's especially no. I'm talking about I now do consulting for anywhere in the world for any culture, and I'm just starting again. But the Ukrainian woman would never say, "Why didn't you marry me?" Oh my gosh, she only say it if it's been like 10 years. I mean, you should have no spine to be with somebody for 10 years and not have a status. But Ukrainian women would rather die than say, "I want you to marry me." Sorry, that's just what it is. She was indirectly, she was upset. She was mentioning her parents, and she said, "What do I supposed to tell about us to my parents?" She kind of said it one time when they kind of have frustration when she almost left him, and he's like, "Puppies, butterflies, let's have a drink, like let's um let's sniff some roses, let's have some butterflies." Oh my gosh, I have another flower delivery, guys. I'm gonna be right back. Another flower delivery, I'm coming. I'm coming. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, guys. I don't know who's still here. I'm sorry, guys. Actually, I could have left my camera on. I just okay. I want to show my dress, but just have a flower delivery, and I was just literally. It's very very beautiful, beautiful color. Wait, I will. What was I saying? Oh my gosh! When they knock on the door, it's so loud, and we are all still here. Oh hello. Hello. Ah, so pretty. I'm gonna show it off. I wanna take the card off, the tag and address off. But very pretty. Wait. Very very pretty. Matching my dress today, but I'm not gonna. Too many weirdos. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Sorry, but oh, I need to change water on this one. Very pretty. Love it. Oh, thank you, Elizabeth. Yeah. So I was just saying, asking for marriage. This is so crazy. I was just saying that asking for marriage is asking for marriage. Ask a man why you not marry me is even worse than asking men to buy you flowers. Sometimes a Ukrainian woman would hint. Sometimes a Ukrainian woman would hint that she loves flowers. It's very unpleasant because um, not unpleasant, but it's very disappointing to have to hint that flowers is an emotion. So basically you ask somebody to give you an emotions that they may or may not have. It's so, I don't know, I feel that love, confession, flowers, diamonds, beautiful gifts, you really don't want to ask for them because it kind of defeats the purpose. But sometimes the Slavic women, when they get to the final point, when they see that maybe they're, because the man is like Western, doesn't really have that culture of flowers. Sometimes, wait, sometimes Ukrainian or Slavic women in general would get so frustrated that they would hint, they would find a way to hint that they love flowers. They would go to the final stage. You should teach the art of seduction. Yes, to women, yes. I've been thinking about having a female channel and especially behind the scenes channel, but like a ladies group for a while. If I could organize how to put that into my life or just decide that I want to put it into my life, make time for it, I think that would be beautiful. Yes. I'm very passionate about it because I feel that so many women never, this is such a beautiful comment, Dave. I appreciate it. So many women have beauty and poise and elegance, but it's kind of buried. It's buried somewhere, very um very, very far. Women in America just want Louis Vuitton bags, not flowers. This is not true. Women want different things. I love beautiful jewelry. I have actually an online boutique where I sell like vintage fine jewelry and fine furs. Women love everything. It depends on the occasion. Like, I'm gonna show for those who just joined. Like, something like this, it's a little compliment. It's a little small talk. It's not about, right now, it's about a smile. It's about a feeling. It doesn't mean that next time it couldn't be something more materially substantial. But most women do love flowers. It's not a material gift or like expensive gift, but it's just a smile. It's so romantic. Most Slavic women at least love flowers. I think American women love it too. It's just, when nobody ever does it for you, and you wait 15 years anniversary to get flowers, you know. This guy who delivered flowers, he said, I know you. I never have to look up your address. I know exactly where I'm going. He was so sweet. I had a woman ask me to send her flowers. Well, because she wanted to feel special. Feeling special is not always about something very material. Also, material things. I'm talking about good women that are quality women and they want a quality man. Material things, if something beautiful like investment, like a ring, like a beautiful jewelry, it shows that man is valuing you and he's giving you a beautiful gift. He's giving you jewelry that will last forever. He's giving you fur so you are warm and beautiful. Or he's maybe paying, even helping you, and saying, I want to help you. I want to take care of you. I want to take the load of your like the heavy load of your shoulders. I want to pay your bills. I want you to just take take off the work. Just stop working and start your passion project. So when men invest in any kind of investment from a man, for a woman shows his intention and thought. And a woman asks you for flowers because she just wants to feel like a woman. It's not that she asks you, hey, buy me, you know diamonds. I mean, diamonds are good too, but ideally I would like to say that ideally, and it's so beautiful when you don't have to ask. It's multiply the gift, the gesture, 10 times, 100 times when you don't have to ask. It makes it from wonderful to magical. When you don't have to ask, when somebody reads your thoughts or somebody surprises you. Your accent is amazing. Thank you, Stretch. Thank you. Thank you. Stretch is an interesting name. Um, they don't know how to show it. I don't know what you were referring to. The world is so caught up in the emotional self. There needs to be more spiritual self awareness that we will not be so many relationship problems. I don't like when people go on a video, for example, and start sharing intimate details about their current husband. Those TikTok things that excuse me, that go viral, and people just, your husband is literally right there, and you're gonna like wash dirty laundry, tell where he satisfies you, where he doesn't. I think this is a conversation for a husband and a wife when kids are asleep. They're intimate things. I would be, if I was a man and my wife was, I'm just speculating, but doing videos about some very personal things, it would be disheartening. I think it's such an invasion of privacy. And then your video go public. This one woman made a video recently that her husband is perfect in every way, but she kind of feels like, eh. And she just made a fool out of herself. And she has 3 children already, and she's like around 30 something years old. And she did nothing but made a fool of herself. Because, yeah, she got emotional that she's not quite feeling it. The world really needs to know that. Instead of sitting down with your husband and think, what is that they could do to add maybe some new things to their life or whatever else, or maybe have more time together or less time together. I don't know. Coming on life and you have a man who dedicate himself to you and your 3 children, and you say with your own mouth that he is, there is nothing that you don't love about him, and you dare to go in public and talk about him, that alone is call for divorce from husband side. I cannot stand when people use social media. I understand maybe stories of the past. Sometimes a story of abuse, when it's like stories that can teach something. But when you just coming out to air the dirty laundry when your husband is at work, bringing money home, I need a drink. Thank you, goodwill. Thank you. I appreciate all the comments. All the comments. I hope some all the comments and all the compliments. Thank you. I can't read them all because it's, a little too much, but I do appreciate it. I'm a woman, so thinking of someone is already the best gift. Sometimes I wasn't dating her, so I thought she's going to get it wrong if I sent you flowers. In Slavic culture and Eastern European culture, Benjamin, I've received flowers and gifts from men I wasn't dating, I wasn't going to be dating, they didn't think I'm gonna be dating them. It's just a compliment. It just it's just a gesture. Like, you're beautiful. It doesn't mean there's something. I've been to restaurants when I would be there with my girlfriends and somebody I don't even know, the group of men, or it would be a man sitting somewhere. I only would later understand that that was him. Somebody would just pay the bill, didn't even want you to say thank you, or didn't want to bother my conversation, would either send some beautiful order or pay the bill and gracefully leave. Our, like, in some cultures, men are, it's a common thing for a man to do just thing for a lady, just to make a day. No expectations, no strings attached, not even a phone number. She's a KGB sleeve. What? Yeah, right. By the way, I am aware that there is a meeting. I believe, is the meeting going on right now? Am I stealing the show from Putin and Trump? I don't think so, but I'm a bit nervous about it. I'm not gonna tell you that I'm not. I'm a bit emotionally attached to the outcome, especially of the complexity of this. Flowers are not cheap in US as they are in Europe. Flowers, beautiful flowers, are nowhere cheap. In Ukraine, they're also expensive for local people. What I'm saying, that flowers is not a materialistic gift. It's just, but it was beautiful to get flowers on the stream. Just to prove you that um, I do apply a lot of things that I talk about. Life is not always perfect. It's not always unfolding perfectly, but things that depend on me, I try to not try, but I think just naturally tend to embody these things that I'm talking about. Hello, Ricardo Gutierrez. Hello, beautiful lady. I'm from San Diego, California. Just got off work. Southwest Airlines, going to Colorado Island Beach and thinking about you. That's lovely. Oh my gosh. Hello, California. San Diego. I've heard San Diego is very nice. I haven't been there. I've been to San Francisco, and that's a story of its own. Beautiful city, but lots of adventures there. Good for you, Ricardo. Yes, I am living in an old school world, and yes, I am. I agree with that. I agree. But you know what? There are many people that would like to live in old school world, and they can. When I just came to US, I didn't like so many things. I didn't like the tea. I didn't like the food. I didn't like the clothes. I didn't like anything. Then I thought to myself, well, in my own house, I can live the way I want. I can have standards, you know, the way I want. People used to tell me, why do you use perfume? You're going to the store. Why are you dressing up? You're not going anywhere. Or, you are, um, there is nothing special today. But I'm just gonna tell you that really, You do it for yourself because you want to. Somebody doesn't have to give you a permission on what lifestyle to live. Just because something else is trending, it doesn't mean that you couldn't have elegance and class and high standards and respect in your relationships, friendships, you know. Hello, Kelly. Material things do have a place, but love, sincerity, and honesty in a relationship are eternal. I agree with that. Without the feeling, without connection, um is just not existent. But a lot of time, men prove their love through the hard work, labor, and provision. That's how they prove it. I didn't know that for a while, when I was in my early years. I saw that how materialistic that of me would be to expect men to do something for me. He already loves me. But then I realized that men unfortunately cannot love without investment. Men don't appreciate things that come to them easily. Men appreciate affection, love from a woman, her nurturing, her presence, for sure. But they do not appreciate um, easy women. I've never met a man who would tell me, no, she was so easy. I fell head over heels about her. Never heard that from a man. Not in my personal life, not from a client. Never heard a man saying, she was the most easy woman with no demands, no standards. I just thought she was the love of my life. She required no investment, no pursuing, no challenge, and that was the happiest day of my life. Never heard that. You need to come to Trinidad and Tobago. This bear is guiding your focus. So, Trinidad and Tobago, okay. I would like to see it. But yes, I believe that those beautiful, intangible things, they are what's the most beautiful in our lives, with no doubt. But a lot of times, women imagine that men love them because of their word confessions. No action, and usually that love evaporates with a few months, maybe a few years. I missed your thoughts on the topic. I have been out wandering all town Bucharest. Beautiful. Beautiful. I'm glad for you, Wayne. Good to see you. Enjoy. I love going around old towns. That's my favorite thing in the world. One of my favorite things in the world. So we are here with a teddy bear today. He might be my good friend for every video. He's actually really cute, gifted by a very wonderful person, and he made out of mink fur. Hey guys, what's up? How's your day going? Addicted to small talk. Rosando, hello. Hi, Veronica. I used to enjoy leaving little love notes all over the house for my better half. Yes, buying nice and fancy things are good, but more so you must nurture the love you're watering. I agree with that. I agree with being good and kind to the person and loving. That goes without saying, but I agree. I just don't think a relationship exists without it. And I love the little notes. I love little notes. It's so sweet. I think that sometimes there is maybe no budget for, or smaller budget for special gifts. I think the most important responsibility of a man is provide security, like takes the heavy lifting off. I understand that, not everybody have everything, but number one important thing for a man is to provide the stability, the walls of the home, the security, the comfort, the bills that come every month. If you can do that, everything else is extra. A woman, when she doesn't have to worry about the bills and the mortgages and insurances, when she can have that lift off her shoulders, she can create her own business, her own creative endeavor, and get herself her fancy things that you guys don't understand. Like, I'm addicted to so many things. None of them are drugs or alcohol. But that's why I have a glamorous shop online. So I don't lose my mind, because I love my furs, I love jewelry. I just love beautiful things. I don't know how to explain it. I was thinking my mom was laughing at me the other day because I think I had like 27 dresses. I look and I found the dress that is I love, and I needed to get more in every color because it's rare that I like the fabric and everything else and the cut. And I think I had like 27 dresses, and we were dying laughing, but I know I'm gonna wear them all. And so we were dying laughing, and I said, "Well, some people buy drugs. I, I get dresses. So, if you think about it, some parents raise alcoholics. You raise the shopaholic. But honestly, I have days when I want everything minimal. Like, I just want to be out in the nature, um, just comfortable clothes and nothing else. Sun, water, birds. So it's a combination. I don't think they are watching you right now. Things to talk about. Yeah, I know. No, I'm not saying that they are watching me. I'm not saying that they are watching me. They are definitely a little bit busy, but I'm saying that people who are watching me could be watching Putin and Trump. Oh man, let's not talk about it. I have such a tight feeling in the chest, honestly, about them, because it went so far and it's so complex, and this person in Russia is cannot be trusted. He can promise, mountains and sun and gold, but we already know the more he promises, the more destruction he makes. So I hope that I'm just gonna say this. I hope that American president knows have something that he can control, that can affect the other guy. There is something, some invisible mechanisms that we don't know. But if he has any way of control, we can maybe get our way. But I don't know if there is something, because sanctions ain't it, no matter what it is. I don't want to talk about this, guys. I decided not to talk about anything political. I'm too passionate about political things. One day, if I actually dedicate myself and learn some skills, and I might have another platform talking about the world and political issues, but I decided it was a bad idea to mix the two, you know. Your mastery of English is so impressive. How did you learn to speak so well? Thank you, Kelly. You're very kind. Um, it was passion. The first time I was in probably 7th or 8th grade, and we just had very basic English. I didn't even know I would ever travel that far. I was in Eastern Europe, particularly Kiev, Ukraine. I was fascinated. I was thinking to my I think I was like 11. I was thinking, wow, another language. We have two native languages, Russian and Ukrainian. But yes, I was fascinated. It was love. And then I had a big disappointment because I couldn't understand any audio tapes. My grammar was very bad, especially with consequences of times and irregular verbs. And I was very upset. Got a F in class, and then I got a tutor. So I believe I have a very sick notebook, no computer, but notebook with writing consequence of times. That was like, so yes, it was a labor of love. And then I studied some in university as well, and practiced. I used to work in Ukraine with people who are from different countries, not US, but different countries. But it was just like spoken language, not the most eloquent. I wish old school ways existed. Look at me. They still do in certain demographics in society. If men were honest, they wouldn't be watching a woman they are not in a relationship with. Well, you can't help but admire sometimes. And they could watch me and get some insights or knowledge, or just be inspired and do something with a positive energy. This is so beautiful. Somebody's playing piano. Thank you, Teresi. Says, may God bless you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Some of us watch to have the channel grow, not all of us want to be with her. Yes. Well, I want to tell you something. This is not this channel is not for personal purpose. I want to share some experience, some knowledge, and some insights with people who interested in this kind of topic. So it's not about me personally. It's not that personal as it may seem. Салам алейкум, привет. Всем привет, кто смотрит. Let's stay respectful, пожалуйста. Соблюдаем традиции. No, Nico, I can see your comments. Okay, my dear friends. Those are called standards. I love that, Anthony Garcia. You know, Zara, I see a lot of classy and people who believe in beauty and conservatism and tradition. There are people who believe in tradition, a lot of them. I see it. Yes, it's still it's more prevalent in Eastern Europe still, but I think that soon the woke, extra, ultra liberal stuff is, gonna crash itself. It's already falling apart. Nobody buying it. Nobody wanna see it. Nobody wanna touch it, watch it. It's like it's a decline. A lot of these people not even going to have children because they don't know if it's them, they, we. It's like a whole family. You look at the pronoun. If you wanna be a masculine man, don't put them pronouns in front of your name. That is so beta. He, him, they, we. It's like you're not a whole family, you're just one person. Stop it. So I think this whole thing gonna collapse itself because it doesn't have a foundation. It's going to collapse. So unfortunately or fortunately, some of these people won't reproduce. I think we will naturally strive for beauty. Beauty in a larger sense. And Nobody's preventing us to raise our children with class, poise, dignity, to be that ourselves. To it's I know how weird it is to have standards. When I talk to random people, I never say that I have a YouTube channel because immediately people will try to look you up or, see. I made that mistake before and it's a very bad idea. But usually when I talk to people, they're very, very surprised by the certain things or standards I have. They're shocked. But, or, ideas, they're shocked. They're not shocked, if you're trash, if your life is trash and there is nothing in it, they're not shocked. When you have no ambition, no creativity, no standard requirements, no vision for the future, no. Sorry. Oh man. Okay, guys, just a second. I'm gonna mute my mic for a second. What was I saying? I forgot. Thank you guys for sorry for interruption. Thank you, Amando. Bonjour. Positive energy. Thank you. I appreciate that. And guys, again, thank you for those of you who supported my channel. Really, really appreciate it. It's very difficult to grow a channel, and I have my shortcomings, so to speak. I don't. I'm so used to live format. I'm so used to feeling the energy of people in the chat, even if it's just a couple of people. And it's hard for me now to record the videos because I like feeling that connection through the screen, the communication. But if I see that my channel is growing, uh, I know it sounds very conditional, but at some point I will do pre-recorded shorter videos, much more to the point in short, because soon I will have to spend a lot more time with some family things. So we'll kind of mix and match, but right now it's mostly lives, and I hope that you are enjoying this. I have people that writing me that they're healing some chronic disease and depression watching my videos. I love it so much. So if my channel were never to monetize again, I would still do it. Maybe, I can't always do it, but it does really make me smile. Thank you. So yes, for those who joined very, very late, who were walking on the street of Bucharest, we are talking today about um, ladies should be smarter and never think that when a man offers them undefined status, never think more of it than it is. When a man offers you to be a girlfriend, he hadn't chosen you. He's considering you, he's trying you, he's checking you out. Most women do not have a standard that no free trials. We're gonna call it no free trials on this channel. That would be something unique. On this channel, I suggest women to not give away free trials. You know what I mean? But not only that, free trials of anything. Because it's very painful for a woman to get through the breakups, the years lost. I have acquaintances, relatives, women who are trying to have children now in their late 30s and up to mid 40s, up to late 40s, trying to have children because of too many trust in free trials. Good women, not the women that are have bad principles, but just naive and giving out too many free trials to for too many years, 5 years, 3 years, 4 years. I mean, it's these free trials exhaust a woman. They give energy to a man because a woman is an energy vessel. That's why, when you fill your woman fill up her existence with beautiful things, with comfortable things, with ease, and she can have leisure. When a woman have a leisure time, she like I'm gonna show you. Well, my first bouquet. When she smelling the roses, and if I would not have my camera on, and I would just be having my drink and laying down and reading a book and doing these things, maybe having a facial. A woman, when she relaxes, she accumulates. I forget this word. Accumulates a lot of energy and positive emotion. So when she's with a man and she rested and accumulated and generated energy from happiness, from smelling the roses, from looking at her pretty gifts or pretty nails, maybe she had a massage. When she absorb, I'm not saying the woman should never do productive things, but when she has time to do all this, when the man comes, she can pour it into him. When she was working all day, running around, trying to please her boss, answer 500 phone calls, taking care of the baby, shopping on her way, making dinner, cleaning really quick. When she went through all of this, her feminine energy gets completely exhausted, and um, she doesn't have much to give. She just wants you to leave her alone. She doesn't have no free trials, no paid trials. She doesn't really have. She doesn't have anything to give. She just wants. She kind of going through the motions and hoping to get to bed as soon as possible. So remember that. And this is why women who really work and who work in a very masculine rhythm, who have to run, 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 it's hard for them to be nurturing and seductive and, you know, luxurious and bubbly and bursting in laughter, because men are more so made for hard things, for physical things, for stress. Men dealing much better with stress and, you know, physical labor and so on. So when a woman does all these things, you get a squeezed lemon. You don't get a woman that will pour joy into you because she's completely exhausted. So make sure that this doesn't happen, my dear friends. Make sure that even if your woman is, some women, they love working, they love having occupation, or maybe they're a doctor or a nurse, or maybe they're a teacher. Make sure that if you want to have the glow, she has at least some possibilities to just women rest from doing absolutely nothing. Oh my gosh, Wayne, you're hilarious. Wayne is saying, I don't know what you're replying to, but you said, at least I thought I had a Ukrainian girlfriend until I got home and heard Veronica talking. Well, you maybe have a girlfriend, but don't overestimate the meaning. Um, I disagree with this. Nico said, Veronica, you make the maintenance of a woman energy so exhaustive to a man. It's hard enough to be a man in this world. Women needs to take care of herself. Women takes care of herself. You don't have to do all the, or you don't have to help her relax, so to speak. What I'm saying, she needs to have time to do nothing, to just float, to just be. Where you don't have to make it for her. She just need to have her time when she's not tending to children or washing dishes or cleaning floors, answering phone calls. She just needs to float. That's all. It's not a hard maintenance whatsoever. It's just she needs time because when she stress, the woman resistance for the stress is much lower. So you can run, and you come home. Maybe you decompress watching you some computer stuff, news. A woman does not decompress when she watches news or sports. A woman needs to like having her time, like maybe her place in the house when nobody comes in, because when she just needs to nap, to rest, to drink her tea. That's it. It's not high maintenance. And what a man does, he just say, "Hey, I will take care of our daughter for an hour. Go take your bath." That's it. Can I help you out? I don't know. Depends what you need help with. A woman belongs in the kitchen and take care of the men and children. That's all. Yes. A woman belongs in the kitchen with a glass of wine, watching her husband making her dinner. I'm sorry that your mom belonged to the kitchen, but then she got you, which is not the best reward. Hello from UK. Very pretty young lady. You should be a model if you're already not. It's a good question. I do some retro style modeling for my first. But thank you for the compliment. I appreciate it. If I ever was, if actual modeling was my career, I could never do that. I could never do what people tell me to do. We are so lucky because we have internet. So if you have particular style or you have way of self-expressing yourself, your individuality, you can do it without somebody telling you and scarring you and hurting you. I'm saying this for young women who maybe want to become models or actresses even. You can play the game by your own rules. You can make your own platform now on all this TikToks and Instagram and have a million followers. You can be modeling, you can have some funny show, and nobody will tell you don't stand like this, don't do this. Like it's beautiful that you can be yourself and get recognized. All right, my dear friends, I think now I'm gonna be now. I think even with a delay, I think. Wait, okay, 1 second. I think I'm gonna be. I'm gonna be late. So anyway, my dear beautiful friends, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for joining me. I would love to have more people here. I know that certain standards are not for everyone, but the truth is the way the polarity works between men and women, it works for any culture, any nationality, any age. It's just the like laws of physics, like mathematics. If you understand what is what force is responsible for polarity of each, we can have just a lot more fun with our lives. It doesn't mean that I understand not everybody is going to be conservative. Not everybody is going to apply certain standards to their life, but I really like the principles of polarity. They're like magnets, no matter what's in trend, magnet always performs same way. Magnet is always magnetizing the same way. So there are some laws that we had forgotten, but it doesn't mean they stopped working. And men and women supposed to be magnetic toward each other. And we are here to talk about this. You can look in the description of my channel if you just joined, you're not sure what the channel is about. With that being said, my dear friends, it's Friday. Let's have some nice dinner. Let's have a beautiful weekend, recharging, wonderful. And I would love to see some of you who just joined next time. Consider subscribing if you having a good time on this channel. If not, thank you for stopping, and I will see you very soon. Have a beautiful day. I think I'm I gotta get going. I am gonna be gracefully late. Okay, gracefully. 15 minutes is a gracefully. Okay. Thank you. This Saturday is Friday. It's Friday. Vane, stop it. Okay, my dear friends. See you very soon. Thank you for stopping. Yes, I am a gypsy.